Hello everyone, this is Team Bravo. Today we're going to present our business analysis on San Francisco Airport #1 achievement. So just a quick introduction. San Francisco Airline fell in airline service industry. This is industry with strong competition with multiple dimensions of customer satisfaction. So we collaborate with San Francisco Airport Marketing Department and report to the CMO for our result and as well the company board. First of all, we need to understand we want to be ranked as #1 international gateway airport and to be the choice for premium passengers. And we need to understand the need for both international passengers and premium passengers. Our KPIs include the international airport rank and satisfaction at customer survey. Our film questions are all based on 2015 data, and the first one is what are the three main considerations for international passengers when choosing airport #1. And the second one is what are 3 or 4 most significant factors that influence customer satisfaction. Third one is what are the worst performance factors of San Francisco Airport that affect premium passengers. And the last one is what factors define that customer is more likely to become a premium passengers. Before we analyze the data, we set definitions for each type of passengers. For international passengers, we segment them on survey question named destination, and we coded it into binary variable. International passengers are coded into 0, and domestic passengers are coded into 1. For premium passengers, we filter them on question 6 and question 5, which are how long have you been using San Francisco Airport and how many times flew out of from San Francisco Airport in the past 12 months. And our result find out for international passengers, they take store sign and food as their main considerations, and for all passengers, they take walkway, screen, sign, and food as their main considerations. And for premium passengers, they think food, store are the worst performance factors. And to improve those 3 categories, the satisfaction, we will give different solutions. We will introduce them later in the presentation. And when we analyze the data, we use mainly three methods. First one, we use multivariate to find the important factors that affect the rating of SFO for different groups, and then we apply factor analysis and linear regression to test our accuracy. And then we use descriptive analysis to obtain the most important insight from the survey and set business rules to improve the survey result. And then we use logistic regression and the decision trees to segment what are the most likely to passengers to become premium passengers. And for the argument #1, we studied on international passengers and there's 3 main considerations. First of all, we use multivariate analysis on correlations, and then we get the result that store, screen, sign, and the walkways are their main considerations. And then we use factor analysis and the multivariable regression to study our accuracy and solve multi-clarity problems. So the result, we have food, store, art, and sign as their main considerations, and when we combine those 2 results, we decided to study on food, store, and sign as their main considerations. And then when we dig deeper on the data, use descriptive analysis, we found out that less than 15% passengers made purchase at the store because they think price is too high and business hours not long enough, and the store number is limited. For the sign, they point out that they want bigger sign and a more obviously sign to guide them to the boarding area and gates, and maybe combine some map so it's more easy for them to read. And over 80% passengers think food cleanliness is above average, but they need more chain brand coffee shop and a healthy menu, as well as their price sensitive because they think current price is too high. For the argument number 2, we study on overall passengers and their 4 main considerations on satisfaction. And the same with before, we use correlation analyze and factor analyze to find out that the screen, sign, walkways, and food are their main considerations. And the described analyze tell us that San Francisco Airport did well on screen and walkways, but the sign need to be improved because they think the sign is not big enough and the number is also limited. And sometimes they're confused between number 1, the number, and the I, like the letter I, because they think they're confusing. And for the food is worst performance, and only 60% passengers think the cleanliness is above average, and the space and tables are not enough to serve them. And they think the diversity of food is also need to be increased because they think the food can be cheaper and healthier. And we also found some other considerations for for all passengers. For example, we think the D gate is performance better than B gate because the D is performance the best and the B performance the worst. The airlines, they think the highest performance are Philippine Airlines and the Virgin Airlines, but the lowest performance are Hawaii Airlines. Terminal 2 are overall good than our other terminals. And later on, for argument 3, we study for the premium passengers and how to improve their satisfaction. First of all, we filter out the data with correlation analyze and factor analyze. We found out that most top 5 consideration are sign, food, walkways, screens, and stores. And then we take the average rating of each one, and we found out that food and store are the worst performance. So for the food, they think they need more place and more healthy food, and also the price is too high, same as other passengers. They want more branded coffee shop and improve the restaurant generally. The cleanliness is better than the overall cleanliness of San Francisco Airport, so we think the cleanliness is okay, and they need to focus on the points that I mentioned before. For store, they think everything is too expensive, and the store limited their consume power, and they want some more variety of souvenirs. So for SFO, when considered for premium passengers, store and food are the 2 main considerations. And the last argument we have is to segment premium passengers. The first of all, we did decision trees, and dependent the variable are premium or not is a binary variable, and the independent variable are in international and domestic passengers airlines. We've also did a descriptive analysis on distribution for which are most used airlines, but those 2 are not really give our a lot of information. And then we did on the nominal logistic analysis. We found out that income is the only factors that would affect our segmentation decision. So the income will be the main factors we use to segment premium passengers. So overall, the conclusion we have from the analysis is that premium passengers are really using both international and domestic routes, but they're concentrated on domestic routes. And then the most used airlines are United American and the Virgin America. So when SFO operating these airlines, they need to be careful for the considerations of premium passengers. And also they point out that the souvenir diversity need to increase, and the income is the main factors we use to segment premium passengers. For all international premium and other passengers, they think food store are the common considerations for number one choice of airport. So obviously they want more healthy food, lower price, more coffee shops, and for the sign they need to be bigger and the more obviously and easy to read to guide them to the boarding area and the gate. So later we did the test on 2016 data. We found out that for premium passengers, San Francisco Airport hasn't made really much progress in 2016 because the consideration are still same and the overall rating are still same. But for international passengers, the data had changed a lot in 2016. They did a little improvement on store, but not so much on sign and food. So they definitely need to work on this a little bit more. And for overall passengers, screen, sign, walkway, and food are still the considerations in 2016. But food especially have more negative comment, dramatic increase in 2016, so they need to pay attention on our suggestions, especially on food. And it appears that store has become another main consideration for overall passengers of San Francisco Airport. And that's basically the whole part of our analyze and report. So if you have any question, please feel free to contact us.